Hi, my name is Gibson, and I'm the creator of the Personal Development School. This is your daily breakthrough video, and in this video, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about unrequited love. So this was a question we had from one of our members who talked about how do we deal with the feeling on a regular basis of unrequited love? And I felt like this was a really important topic to touch on. So, first and foremost, if this is you and you want to do a really deep dive into all of this, we have the How to Heal from a Breakup course, which will have the exact principles of what I want to talk about in this video, and then two other major principles that sort of help go beyond this to deal with the grief or healing and moving on. We have that course, and that will apply to exactly this topic. So I'll put a link for that course in the description box below, along with the coupon code with you for 25% off of that course or our all access membership pass. So let's talk about the actual topic here for a moment. Now, whenever we're dealing with this idea of like unrequited love, or we have these strong feelings for somebody else that somebody isn't feeling for us in response, or sometimes people have this experience when they've never even really connected or talked to somebody before. And it's most important that we allow ourselves to see what is going on, and we stop trying to get our needs met through the fantasy of another person. That's essentially what unrequited love is. And what's really interesting and important to note is that when our subconscious mind can't get its needs met in the present, it tries to get its needs met through fantasy, thinking about the future, fantasizing about a person, often projecting traits or qualities onto another person in our imagination and imagining that that person then brings those traits or qualities into our lives. And the mind also will try to get its needs met through fantasizing about the past experiences we have. So bringing up past memories, nostalgic feelings. And if you find yourself doing either of those in excess, it's okay and it's normal to do it sometimes. But I'm talking about in excess, like a large portion of your day and your thought and emotional energy is put towards those things. What's actually happening is you need to decode what the fantasy is communicating to you about yourself. And you have to realize that exactly the patterns, the characteristics within those fantasies that you're having are representing to you the most disempowered parts of your life right now. And I'm going to give you an example of this. Let's say that you find yourself to be somebody who's shy and quiet. And let's say you see somebody in your office building that you have all these strong feelings for. And maybe you've really had fairly minimal interaction with that person. And maybe you have these fantasies about that strong, confident, outgoing person coming to you, taking you out on a date, and really making you feel seen and heard and understood and being really present with you. And maybe you find yourself sort of developing this rich fantasy world, thinking about the person and imagining those things taking place. And then obviously when you go into work and you pass by the person and maybe they just sort of say hi briefly and they don't really acknowledge you, you're going to have that like pain and suffering of the unrequited love feeling. And what this is actually about is your mind trying to get its needs met through those fantasies because it doesn't feel empowered to get those needs met in the present. So let's decode, just like I was talking about, what the fantasy would be communicating to you in that exact example or instance. And if you imagine, first and foremost, you said, okay, the strong, confident, outgoing person. Well, what the fantasy usually is about most specifically is repressed traits within yourself that your subconscious is desiring to bring to the surface and integrate to create a greater sense of wholeness and homeostasis at a subconscious level, and also deeply unmet needs in your life. So what did you hear about that example I gave to you? Well, you heard that the traits of that person were confident, strong, outgoing, when in that example, the person feeling those feelings for that person felt shy, quiet, not able to really speak up and be themselves all the time. And so there's likely an imbalance. And part of the subconscious mind is seeking wholeness through another person as a strategy to develop wholeness when we felt disempowered to integrate those traits and access those traits within relationship to self. And the second part there that we talked about was the person takes you on a date in that fantasy world of yours, and they make you feel seen and heard and present and connected to. And so that's going to tell you about your unmet needs of feeling seen, heard, and like somebody is present with you in your life. So if you want to heal those feelings that are going on inside of you of feeling all this love or connection or infatuation with somebody who's not giving it back to you, one of the first or two of the first most important steps you're going to take here is to identify what that fantasy is communicating to you about the traits in that person that you're attracted to and about the unmet needs in your life. And then what you're going to go on to do is be able to ask yourself, how can I work? What would be a strategy or set of strategies I can use to work on expressing these traits more often? How can I become more confident? How can I become more outgoing? How can I speak up more and set boundaries more in my life so I feel like a more empowered, confident version of myself showing up? And you would write some strategies. Again, if you want to do a deep dive, the How to Heal from a Breakup course talks about all this stuff, has supportive strategies, all that stuff. I can't put it in a full video. Then if you want to go into your needs, okay, what are your greatest unmet needs? Okay, well, in this case, it's about somebody being present with you. How can I be more present with myself? How can I be around friends and family members and other people in my life that are more present with me? How can I express my needs to other people? Hey, I really value presence in my friendships. And the more you empower yourself in these areas, the more whole you become. And then you actually become a match to a lot of these things at a subconscious level that you're seeking out and fantasizing about. And you can bring them into a part of your actual reality as opposed to just leaving them in the realm of fantasy. So hopefully this makes a whole lot of sense. I hope you enjoyed this topic. If you want to see more about this, let me know in the comments below. And please, if you haven't already and you watch this channel regularly, I would appreciate so much if you can like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you for being here.